President Trump says he wants the United States to take over the Gaza Strip and redevelop the region. And the Trump administration is putting staff at the U.S. Agency for International Development on leave. Good morning. I'm Windsor Johnston from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. President Trump says the United States will take over the Gaza Strip and redevelop the region. The president spoke alongside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House on Tuesday night.
We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
Trump said he envisions the world's people living in the Gaza Strip, including Palestinians. At the same time, Trump also suggested that Palestinians who've been displaced by the war should be permanently resettled outside of Gaza. But Egypt, Jordan, and other U.S. allies in the Middle East have warned Trump that relocating Palestinians could threaten stability in the region and risk expanding the conflict. The U.S. Agency for International Development has announced that it's placing all of its employees on administrative leave. NPR's Fatma Tanis reports overseas workers have been ordered to return to the U.S. within 30 days.
I spoke to several officials at the agency who didn't want to be named because they're not authorized to speak publicly. And they said that this is effectively a shutdown of the agency, and they call the process inhumane. Now, for staff who are overseas, there are other concerns. People have kids in school, spouses who have jobs, they have pets. It's going to be hard to uproot their lives in 30 days, and many are expecting the next step to be mass layoffs.
That's NPR's Fatma Tanis reporting. Democratic lawmakers are blasting tech billionaire Elon Musk, whose government efficiency team is cutting the size of federal agencies, including shutting down USAID. NPR's Elena Moore reports on how Democrats plan to use their limited power to push back against those efforts.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Democrats are sounding the alarm.
Whatever DOGE is doing, it's not democracy. We know what democracy's like. It's out in the open. It's not secret.
Democratic senators like Chris Murphy are speaking out.
I worry that the American public is not going to rise up against this seizure of power if they see Democrats collaborating with Republicans on the floor of the Senate on a regular basis to pass legislation or support nominees.
Murphy says if Democrats can raise public sentiment, it could move some Republican lawmakers to oppose Trump-backed nominees or legislation. But that has yet to happen. Elena Moore, NPR News.
The bird flu outbreak in the United States is further driving up the price of eggs. Marlon Hyde of member station WABE reports restaurants, including the Waffle House chain, say they're being forced to charge customers more.
Waffle House is placing a temporary 50-cent per egg surcharge across its over 2,000 locations in 25 states. According to the Georgia company, the current bird flu outbreak and egg shortage has driven up the price of an essential ingredient for the breakfast chain. The egg surcharge, which applies to all menus, became effective this week. According to the American Egg Board, the country has lost nearly 50 million laying hens in the past year due to highly pathogenic avian influenza. Industry leaders say stabilizing the supply will require a sustained period without new bird flu detections on egg farms. For NPR News, I'm Marlon Hyde in Atlanta.
This is NPR.